What's up, everyone? It is Thursday after work. You know what time it is? Sometime time. How are you doing today? Had a long day. Holy volume. That's better. Alright. I think where I last left. Yeah, they're pretty beat up. Alright. Yes. Oh, I actually have probably quite a bit of money in these. Good to know, good to know. Oh, that's... I'll just heal my guys by stuffing them in additional cards. Let's see. Right. Okay, excellent. You may have noticed I changed some things about my setup. I'm standing, so I can dance around. No big earmuffs. Just very streamlined earbuds. The sound might be a little better, or it might be worse. TBD. Always eager for feedback. How do I heal my guys? I swear I had ways to heal them. I had bombs? Oh, that's concerning. Okay. It's gonna be fine. We go wrong. Yeah, no, totally fine. At least I got my tanky boys up. And they're both weak to these things. Alright, here's my weakness. The only feeling way to get out of this. By killing on people who can actually live through this. Zero, have nothing. There's a non-zero chance we can kill the small guy. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's kind of handy. Alright. We do have to start burning. Burning recovers on these guys. Alright. You are one little sushi can deal with all of this. Well, now we're definitely targeting the guy on the right because that thing is scary. Yeah, this is the play. Alright, that ability works with the flying type. I don't really have one. And we're just gonna bring in the A-team for this battle. There's just something magical in seeing this radically visceral inflation or like conflagration, and then it just all results in like a 1/2 damage and like 20 health lost. Yeah, I think we just kill the guy. there's gotta be something there. You don't just have this, like, issue nowhere and not have something. That's a fire type. I could catch a fire type. Oh, man. Or we could die. You don't need to die here. Oh, jeez. I think Metapod's mostly a lost cause at this point. I'm sorry, little guy. So we're just going to utterly obliterate this one. I think that Manaphy is... Oh, what? How? No, it's not possible. How did that spring live? Yeah. That's the plan. Who is faster? Probably the duck. All right, what is... That's pretty good. All right, good amount of health. Stamina could be better. Very fast. Ooh, health and speed. That's a weird combo. Strange. Very strange. I kind of like him, but he needs a name. He's kind of got like this overhang going on. Manaphy. What did you even... Oh, it's so hard on the spot. There's no redeeming feature. I'm hoping this thing evolves into something that's tiger-like. I do also appreciate that you can name them and then immediately release them. So that way, like, when they go into the wild, all their animal friends can... Trade nicknames. Oh, that was... yeah. That could have been better. There's gotta be some... How is there nothing here? What are you doing, little guy? Yeah? Just a little more to explore. Dare we do this? I think we dare. We're gonna burn all of these items. And it makes me very, very sad, but what we get in exchange is a little faster discovery. I already caught one of you. Each Temtem has 2 or 3 abilities, so I should probably try to catch another one. Oh, that's pretty almost gonna roast us, isn't it? Sure, we shouldn't just, like, run. Yeah, we're just out of here. The only option was really, like, kill the one guy I want to capture. Literally on the edge, not metaphorically. It's metaphorically the way I live, you know? Literally. Let's figuratively fight to the last Temtem. You gotta respect him for at least trying to draw the distinction. You jerk. You absolute jerk. What do I do about this? Like, nothing I do about this. I think we gotta try to fight this and do a little praying. Oh. That's not great. I'm trying to pick up my smaller guy first. Hopefully we can take him out. Oh, jeez. This is a good attack, but I don't think we got this. What do we do with our last breath? I think we do try to do the switch. Enemy 10s. You guys ever need a bad joke? One-liner? That can't be true. Plus 10s. Just once everybody lived. Mostly. Alright, from here, everything should be pretty... Oh, that's... Yeah, we're not gonna do that. He's gonna wear himself out eventually, right? Right. Maybe. I gotta say, like, for me, Temtem just helps you with the fantasy of, like, being a trainer in a monster battle. It does it for me more than Pokemon. It's got these different elements like stamina. Also the more impactful interactions when, you know, an ability collides with an enemy, like that just, it feels better. But also like managing these different qualities of the guys, like, oh no, he's tired, he's gonna have to wait a little. And like me as the trainer or tamer, I feel like, oh, I gotta manage all these things. Guys are fighting as hard as they can, but I'm leading them into corners. Alright, Sushi. Yeah, this is a terrible idea. I think this is where we go back. He says and then continues to walk forward. Oh, that's magma. Nice. What's over here? Aha! That's the title. Volscian Volcano. Good to know. Alright. I don't want to fight anyone, I just want to... Oh, that's a person. Yeah, we're going back. Abort. I can't really recall, it's actually really far back. Let's just go teleport. That's how we roll. Alright. We got some new guys. When I say guys, I mean guy. Got a little guy here. I mean, as awesome as he is, I think he's kind of like served all of his usefulness. Let's see what this guy's got. Can I take your item? I don't want you, I just want your item. Does that sound mean? I probably don't want to have this guy have an umbrella. I probably want him to be more tanky against things that he's bad against. I mean, if you're really good predicting switches, and if there's common switches you want to make, sure, leaning into double defense is awesome, but... Sorry, I feel like I'm fighting the interface here. Alright. This guy's got enough health that it might be tanky. He might be able to do it. The chosen one. Okay. Oh, no, I can heal him. You have a shop here, too. Let's shop. Let's sell some things. At a good price? Yes. That's like enough for like 2 bombs. Got 2 of these. Oh, that's pretty funny. Anything here that's expensive? Avocados. Oh, the weakeners too. See, all that's telling me is I better not sell them. It's really sad. Actually, I do like warm cuddle. Yeah, we got some type coverage. Hey, come on. Well, actually, wait. Oh, that's interesting because that's lower priority, and this guy is supposed to come and just light people up before they can hit him. Make an argument. Really make an argument for going heavy blow instead of headram, but headrams looks good. Actually, wait, do we need warm cuddle? And no, I really don't. The embers look straight up better, so swap those out. Much better, much better. Yeah, excellent, excellent. All right. And then the last thing to do is check our items. I learned that lesson. I think we go straight. Straight to the volcano now. I guess we could have just walked back. I thought this was in another. Oh, right, I can't get up the. That rock thing is. Yeah, if I didn't have smoke bombs, I'd just be in real trouble. Oh, that's right, that's right. I need to take these things back. Go to the volcano, though, man. I'm sorry, my strangely shaped friend. You're not living through today. Yeah, my team's becoming a little disproportionately water typed. I'm a little concerned about that. But no, let's change it. We have a lot of fire here. Get you right. We have 1 person watching the stream. Welcome, fine viewer. Do you like volcanoes? Let's be volcanoes. Handsome wet. That's interesting. I thought this person's like passionately upset about somebody violating research protocols. Like, if they hurt themselves, I won't be held accountable. Right, it's team bad guy. Oh, okay, so they're eco bad. I assume this is gonna like completely gate me. Oh no, I can just go through. All right. Howdy, partner. I want that bridge. Okay, not. Oh, it blocks you. They're on to me. Oh, there's a sword here all the time. Oh. Hey, it's the first thing we should do is just assault them. Well, see worse at least. I think ground is good against fire. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is a problem. This guy isn't too bad for being straight out of the wild. Zero. Double him up. You're gonna see what he evolves into. Ah, that's not good. Oh, I don't actually have any. Oh, that's awkward. I didn't realize Amberg has. Huh. We still have to dogpile this guy. Oh, can you nibble him to death? Go, nibbles, go! You're the chosen one! I think I have to do this first? Well, alright, we're gonna chance it. Oh, yeah, I do, or else I take more leaf damage. Alright. So, there's something new I want to try. Which is, if there's ever a lull on the stream, and I don't have anything fun to talk about, I'm just going to manufacture things to rant about. Ah, shoot, why are there more of them? Oh, this is awkward. Disney Plus. Lots of neat movies that I just never went out to see. But I've been taking some time to just watch some. It's not what it used to be. So I'm watching the parts. Oh, I've been pretty impressed. Toy Story 4, it felt like it was going to be horrible, right? It's, you know, it's the fourth one. It's like, how much are you going to milk this series, right? I was very pleasantly surprised. Attack coverage. Yeah, it was actually really good. It focuses on two things. The notion of lost toys, and secondly, the relationship between Bo Peep and Woody. And I actually started going back and watching the first movie again. And I realized that all of the Toy Story movies follow this kind of dual theme idea. I'm just gonna try it. Yeah, Toy Story 1 has to do with the notion of a toy being replaced. Like, what would the impact of that be? Like, emotionally, for the poor plush and vinyl thing. But then there's also the, I guess Toy Story 2 has to deal with, like, all of the other toys that, like, Woody thought he was a part of, and I guess the idea of, like, fame and letting that go to your head. Like, what people will do, like, in, say, a Hollywood circle. Gosh, he really gets wrecked. I think that'll be good enough. Toy Story 3 was just really touching for me because it deals with this idea of, like, coming of age, like, growing up and not needing your toys anymore. It was really impactful, but the thing with that, I don't remember about it as 15. Like, except Buzz going all Hispanic for some reason. Which, I mean, it was funny in the moment, but... DC beam is 30 feet. Yeah, we're just gonna chain lightning. We need to swap out. Oh, that's gonna be awkward. Alright. And I can actually contrast Toy Story 4, like my experience with it, with the second Maleficent movie. Nice. Jeez. Oh, I never actually bought more ordeal items because I didn't have much money. Alright. Everything is fine. Just try to knock one of them out. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome seeing Lex to just be, like, this badass. And, like, super, like, she's just got this aura to her, and, like, this swag clothing. Ooh. Wait, no. I wanted that. I tried to look at it. Oh. Alright, we'll have to do it later. Like really fanciful, which I'm sure they were going for. Like, there's an aesthetic to super traditional fairy tale-y. It's the technical jargon. But I'm the type to overanalyze movies, and I like the themes behind it. And oh, it's a ground. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like a sand shrew. What are you saying about my face? Where does this actually go? Oh, that's a whole area. Alright, we do need to go back to the store. Oh, but it hits both of them. Okay, alright, I'm okay with that trade-off. Actually, though, 90 versus, yeah, Sharp Leaf sometimes going to be better if I only hit one target. I mean, this is like Lulzy, but I don't think it's usually going to be useful. I could put it in for coverage, but, I mean, I just end up dying. Not super fun. Yeah. think I do need somebody with water on the front lines. Probably more reasonable. Alright, team. Oh, what? You're looking at the tree? And, like, there's a ton of fairy tales that have a bunch of deeper meaning. If you look at anything, especially by the Inklings, like Lewis, Tolkien, Chesterton, there's allegories, it often ties into religion. How come you're involved? I'm a higher level than you. Unbelievable. They trade them or something? Oh, this is dicey. Alright, we're just gonna try to live. Let's see if we can keep our duck alive. There's like so much interesting stuff you can do with subtext and like metaphors. Alright, what's my favorite fairy tale? I don't really have a favorite fairy tale. Like, when I was growing up, I didn't really follow fairy tales much. Like, they always seemed silly to me. I kind of like having more of a plot. Honestly, for that reason, Shrek might be my favorite. Because it's like, it's dismantling all of these. It's also like the perfect epitome of what DreamWorks is, where there are like all of these people who broke free of Disneyland, like how super polished and like creatively restrictive it was. Always had to be super family friendly. Oh, that's awkward. That's the weird thing, right? Like, most of these stories are super duper simple. Like, you ask me about the Muffin Man, and my most fond memory about that is, like, the scene in the Shrek where it's like, the Muffin Man! I mean, like, Three Little Pigs, like, I guess stay away from wolves with really good lungs. Like, what are you supposed to get out of that? And, I mean, fairy tales have a really weird place, and I think that's... Maybe they've kind of outlived their usefulness to a large extent, because a lot of them came about to either deal with contemporary themes or to caution children from doing things their parents didn't want them to do. Like, don't go out into the woods, or, like, a wolf will get you. So let's tell you stories about wolves to, like, make you scared and you know, stay relatively reined in, like, to make parenting easier. Do you not have normal bottom? Okay, excellent. I should probably get a lot of these. No regrets? Alright. But then there's like a whole other breed of fairy tales that came about to deal with contemporary themes, and I'm forgetting exactly the ones, but they're about like kings and beheadings and stuff. I imagine Humpty Dumpty had something to do with that. Tonic, tequila, and limes. Yeah, that's a good idea. Favorite game of all time? Desert Island game. Desert, is that the, shoot. Like the board game where you've got all the tiles that shift around, or maybe that one they don't, but like you're burning out, tiles from sand and you're like trying to find items and like reassemble your airship. There's a whole series, like Forbidden Desert would be the name of that game. But there's Forbidden Island and like if I only alright. I'll take one game with me to an island. That honestly, it might be Pokemon. In part because there's just so much to do. It'd probably be Pokemon either X and Y or Platinum. Platinum was my game. Like, I spent way too many hours on that, and I have no regrets. And there's so much to do because there's like so many dimensions to it. You can beat the main game and post game, like have an awesome team to battle. You can lead your own team. You can catch all Pokemon, finish up the Pokedex, explore everything, collect everything in it. Like that'd be seriously good. But I mean, the whole island scenario kind of it has a time component to it, right? Like you want something that's gonna be long lasting. If you're just asking me like what's the game that I probably have the most fun playing? Pokemon's definitely up there, like might be tied for first, but maybe a Battle Network. Specifically the third one. Such a good game. Probably. There's gotta be a way to turn that down. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's just like actually a volume slider. There we go. That looks better. Alright, let me know how it is. Kill the tofu! Mega Man Battle Network is a not so well known game, but it's a real-time tactics on a board. You kind of get a grid, and it's divided between your side and your opponent's side. And you really only control one character, and they have one character. It's mostly PV computer. And you play as this, like, this digital NetNavi. Like, think Siri or Amazon Alexa. Oh, whoops. I should not say that. I do love some of the characters in this. So basically, like, you are this young kid, and you've got this cell phone-like device, and it's got an AI in it that you put into the computer to deal with viruses that are taking over technology and using it to hurt people. It's cyber terrorism, but affecting the real world. And so the gameplay is you're on this grid and you're moving around in real time, and you've got all these attacks that are queued up that are coming from a deck of like 30 attacks. That you're able to, like, you know, collect those moves and assemble all those and use them. And it's really awesome. It's just fantastic. I think we can do some damage with this. This is definitely gonna do damage. But the aesthetic is so good, the story is really nice. Gameplay is really engaging and fun. Like, I actually love getting into fights in that game because, you know, you're moving around, there's a spatial element. We're gonna die, aren't we? Any other games? Oh, you know, maybe one that I should put on the list would be Nier Automata, actually. Gee, I hope my friend Kyle isn't listening. But that game's actually really fascinating. Like, there's a lot to do in it, and there's some obstacles that are just, like, really hard to beat. It's one of the few games that I've almost 100%ed. But I do have to characterize that game as, like, almost the developer has a vendetta against the player. Like, everything in the game is designed to screw you over. There are certain plot twists that are just like... You're really led down one avenue of thought, and then you have the Luke, I am your father moment. Everything just, like, gets reinterpreted and recontextualized. So I actually went through a good half of the game disliking it, because I'm like, man, this feels really weirdly constructed and janky, and like, it doesn't make sense. And it turns out that it's not supposed to make sense. Until some other things get revealed and everything changes. Yes. Give me items. Supplement my poor skills. I wonder... Oh, you know what, actually? Maybe that wasn't an entrance. Maybe I should explore that area. Can I put on this uniform that I stole from a guard? Can I not? Well, I can go around underwear, so I mean, that's something. There we go. What you gonna do? Well, I'm one of you. You're telling me you remember that I fought that other guy? That's BS. Oh, I never changed up my team. This is awkward. Kingdom Psyduck. Wait, you might want to bail. Oh, I need to start leading with that small guy, too. Alright, so if I'm swapping out, I think we can afford to do this. But yeah, Nier's actually a fairly solid game. The combat's enjoyable, though exploitable. But really, it's like, there's a lot of interesting other stuff going on. Oh, holy damage. Like, it's one of those games that you want to play through multiple times just because there's so much going on that you probably missed the first time. Oh, this is awkward. No, that was awkward. Breath of the Wild might also be up there. Like, there's a lot to do there, but I like the exploring aspect of it, and if I was stuck on an island, you know, why wouldn't I just explore the island, right? Oh, so back to what I was saying about, like, Maleficent, like, there's so much fairy tale flavor to it. Oh, yeah. And it didn't feel like it had much of a meaningful plot to it. Like, it's kind of about a mother not wanting to give away her daughter into a marriage. And there's something about, like, don't oppress enemies. And then, like, something about, like, you know, let's be friends instead of, like, mean to each other. And that's kind of the plot, right? Look, Toy Story 4? Oh, man. There's neat stuff going on there. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be great. I think we can afford to rest up. Oh my gosh! Almost double kill. Very close. It's like a pixel. Oh, well, now you're dead. What did you... Okay. like, everything in Toy Story 4 has meaning. There's nothing that's just like, it could have been taken out of the movie. Oh, that's awkward. I think we do that, and then I think we do that, and we really need to heal this team. They do a good job of focusing on interesting characters. The character of Bo Peep is just awesome. Like, in much the same way that Maleficent is awesome, where she's just completely badass. But there's more depth. We actually learn more about how the characters in Toy Story operate, and there's like real changes to them. Whereas, I don't know, Maleficent just feels like you're embellishing, or you're like immersing yourself in this fantasy. It's more like escapism. Why do you even have one of those? I'm your comrade. Look at my uniform. I got an average crystal. Oh boy. Oh, isn't that neat? Isn't that nifty? It's like Pokemon Snap. Can I? Oh, but I just want that. But I've got to believe that part of what goes into making Toy Story better is that it's so hard to make an animated movie. At least it was back in the day. We're seeing more and more of these. Like, I mean, you end up with things like the Angry Birds movie, right? But at least with, like, when Toy Story was one of a kind, you needed so much computing power to render those scenes. You had to really think before you acted. And so rewatching Toy Story 1, I really have to finish. Like, so much thought is put into every single scene. Is this a bad idea? That's a terrible idea. They really need a chaperone. This is probably reasonable. Quite speedy, too. Like, if you just look at the scene transitions, like, everything's adding value. And also, the characters are just really interesting. Like, they've got interesting voices and personalities. Everything has to come together. And it's not to say that's a perfect movie, but I think the difficulty made them think through everything very much. And a lot of that passion and forethought, I think, has carried through the whole series of movies. At this point, they know what they're doing. 5? Why'd you have 5? Who has 5? All right. Well, these guys look pretty low level, so let's go for less moves that use less stamina. Oh, whoops. Bullet hell! Oh yeah, let me just attack myself. That's the play. Probably would have been best to leave one of them alive, but I just want to kind of churn through them. But yeah, it deals with real, like, relatable things. Like, Toy Story 4, Woody's kind of going through this, like, existential crisis. Like, he's lost his kid Andy. And he's trying to find a place, a new home. And he just gets to the point where he, like, has to take a sharp look at his life and what he's doing. And he realizes, like, oh, I'm not really doing this because I want to, necessarily. I'm doing it because this is the only thing I have in life. And he kind of, like a midlife crisis, he's like, well, wait, shouldn't I have more in my life? Should be lethal, right? Oh, gosh. And camaraderie. They're just showing off camaraderie, I guess. I'm hoping this thing evolves into one of those, because these things are neat. Oh, this is not great. Whenever I switch in, it's going to be taking a face full of fire. That'll be alright. Actually, wait. Let's do it this way, because I feel like the attacks are going to be coming over here, so I want the tankier guy to be in that position. You also have a villain who's not, like, one-dimensional. Like, in Maleficent, the villain's just like, I don't like these other things. We need to be strong to survive. Which, don't get me wrong, that can actually be a really interesting... Oh, that's adorable. Look at him just rolling over, like... The idea of, like, we need to be strong to survive and, like, we need to just strike down everyone else, like, that can be a compelling motivation for a character. But in this case, it was like, they didn't really do all that much with it. It was just like, this is their personality, and that's it. Like, now we're gonna completely crush her. Alright. What do I get out of that? Like, does that make me think about my life, my challenges? Like, what's the moral of this story? And then, I guess, spoilers, like, at the end, the villainess is defeated, and, gosh, there's more of them. Why are there more of them? Alright, Psyduck, just keep wailing on them. And she's, like, turned into a goat, and it's like, you know, you get that, you get this humiliation because you were bad, you know, don't be like this, kids, don't get turned into a goat. And yet, in the audience is the person who made these, like, basically chemical weapons that would, like, violate the Geneva Convention. And there's, like, this scene where there's this, like, huge wedding at the end, and like, they're going down the aisle, and they, like, smile at him, and the little guy's like, oh, like, I was noticed. And it's like, wait, you were literally, like, a war criminal. Like, are you serious? It's like, I don't understand what this movie is trying to teach me. I'm gonna do the Picard pose. Oh, excellent. Planned, calculated. By the way, pro tip, you ever play Rocket League? Best voice line to spam is calculated. It's really the only viable choice. Went really well. Went really well. Alright. Oh, and we're rewarded. Excellent. I'm a little disappointed that there's, like, not much else down this area, but look at this weird tangled complexity I get to go through. And here's a neat piece of game design, right? The first time I'm going through this, it's really hard. Why? Well, I don't have the skates, so I can't just take the nice shortcut path here. I've got to take the winding road, and also, there's trainers that I have to fight. And third thing, there are wild Temtem. So as the game goes on, this whole traversal is going to get easier. So the space effectively shrinks. I have a lot less grief trying to just go about doing other things that are going to be more important to me then. It shrinks because, well, I can just take the shortcut, skate my way through. If I do choose to go through these areas, through the grass, the Temtem are going to be easy to run away from. And the trainers already beat. So just everything becomes easier as the game goes on. There's a real meaningful sense of progression and of collapsing the space. This is accomplished in older games with things like, you know, I got to this point, like, in this dungeon where I can push down a boulder or, like, move something or unlock a door. That opens a path, so that way I can just very quickly navigate from an early chamber to a later chamber. Link's Awakening, the remake for Nintendo Switch, highlights that very well. Oh, you see, I thought these were going to intersect, but that's just like its own little land. Oh, hi there. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna... Hi. Boo. That was pretty intense. I know I am. Where did you bunny? How? What? You're not gonna fight me? Oh, hi. Don't mind me. Hello there. A grown-up? I've never been so insulted. The dialogue in this game is interesting to think about, because the dialogue is actually more complex than a lot of other titles. Why? Why would you add this complexity to a dialogue system? Does it make any difference on the game? I don't think it really does. Like, typically people respond the same way no matter what you choose. But it makes you feel more immersed, right? Like, I feel like I'm the one having a conversation and they're actually reacting to it. This guy's about to get immersed in water. That's an electric type. I don't like that. And I don't have a good answer to it either. I'm at this point in the game where, like, if I had my starter, I would have avoided this problem, but, like, all of the elements I have access to are kind of playing this weird rock, paper, scissors game, and since it's 2v2 battles, whoever I send out is going to be vulnerable in some way, which means I'm taking a lot of damage as I progress. Which I guess is good, because it's making the battles more high stakes. Could speed everyone up. Problem with the speed up is that, I mean, most of the time I'm pretty fast anyways. I don't get a super... and then I just run out of stamina, so I'm really only speeding at the other guy. Alright, I think it would be safe to bring out fire if I had health. It's not safe to bring out the water. I need to deal with that flying guy. Yeah, getting rid of my, my other grass type is kind of not optimal in that way. Oh, this is awkward. This is pretty awkward. Dude, I'm just gonna let that Genki exhaust itself, actually, because I don't have a clear answer. Oh, but on the topic of fairy tales, are you familiar with a fairy tale called... Oh, why am I using the poison move? These are really great. Response right. Yeah, I mean, it's not that much more energy. Alright, I'm just gonna do it. Bobbin. So, it's not exactly a fairy tale, but it has a lot of, you know, it's still got a fantasy setting and very much for kids. I ended up reading in college as part of a course on Inklings. Lewis and Tolkien mostly. Tolkien's nice. Obviously, or sorry, Lewis. I really do like Lewis. He does a good job at making the themes of his stories very clear. So you can always tell that he's making a statement. Like Chronicles of Narnia, clear allegory for the life of Christ and matters of faith and morals. He also has a sci-fi trilogy. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. Fun fact, most of the terminology in this game is Greek-inspired. there's gotta be something special in this cheese-shaped block of grass. Oh no. But in the Space Trilogy, Lewis does... This is gonna be very effective, isn't it? I think we just turn tail. There's actually some really interesting, like, sci-fi sort of things that happen, kind of similar to the movie Good Omens, where... Oh no, these are against the same things. That's better. Except I should probably heal this guy up. And we'll stop. So you've got these characters that are like essentially dealing with the apocalypse coming up, and they've already traveled to different planets, and they've been told like, hey, you know, this thing's going to happen, and you know, essentially aliens are going to invade. The aliens are demons on the moon, and there's this really interesting connection between the idea of the moon as being this pristine, untouched entity. You know, man hasn't been there. It's all very gray and uniform. And so the demons live there, and it's perfect for them because they're characterized as being kind of perfectionists in a way, like very much they have this idea of what good is, but it's not really good. Like, they're elitist in a way that's just inhuman and sterile. And so that's also what makes them terrifying. Like, the idea of being invaded by these people, they just annihilate life or change it into something that's really bad. Another great allegory is from Lewis's Great Divorce, where he kind of deals with the idea of heaven and hell, but also in a very material sense, where kind of heaven is a place that is hard to exist in because everything is meaningful and very real. What is good against that type? Type chart, go! I think it's a psychic type, which means electric, digital, or crystal. Well, we don't really got that out here. And we can't deal with the fire guy either, so we really need water or grass going that way. I think we just do a double switch. Actually, wait. No, you can do a number on this, and then that's what I want. Okay. And then hell is this place that, like, everything is just super easy, and, like, you know, there's not a lot of structure to it. It's just like whatever he wants, like this really debaucherous city. But as a result, things just don't feel like they have much meaning. They're kind of ephemeral, insubstantial, unsatisfying. And so it's not so much a fairy tale, but it is illustrative. It is using fantasy to depict these interesting settings and to get you to think about good and bad, right and wrong. And I find that very interesting. That thing is part fighting type. I always make that mistake. I'm not sure I have a great answer to it, but we're going to punch it. No, we're not. We're going to assume that we can't kill it yet, and we're just going to go for the one that we can. There we go. That was the right move. Leave my floaty electric guy alone. Okay, minus defense. That's actually good, maybe. I don't know. My feeling is that the Skunch probably has, like, a finisher move, because they tend to come out with, like, some weird thing that you were never expecting. Problem is, I don't have a clear answer to fight this thing. I mean, I guess we use Noxious Bomb? At least we're fast. slowly making a team that's more like sweepers, like fast things that deal a lot of damage. So, Gen 4 Pokemon is really my game. Just completely veer off topic. To describe the word sweeper, I think we do need to bring the big guns. See, it's going to take a lot of damage. What we're actually going to do is we're going to switch him out for somebody who needs XP. And then we're going to completely destroy this guy. I think we get the first attack because we're fairly fast. One time. So, Gen 4 is my game, and I really love the meta from it. It felt very balanced and very interesting. It was before they started introducing a lot of gimmicky things like Z moves, Mega Evolutions, Gigamax, like all the Super Saiyan stuff that was just like appealing to the Goku fantasies and kids. We're actually relatively alive here. I think we can do this. The problem with those things was that they were like the spike in power focused on one guy in order to help balance it, and the problem was that you can build a team around that one guy, and the meta becomes very stale. The team always employs the same strategy, and there's a subset of viable kind of lead Pokemon in the meta, and so everything just combines around that. Like the Gen 5 or 6, the Gen 6 meta really became all about baton passing into a Mega Evolution that would try to win you the game. And so it was like, who could execute this game of stat upgrades first? What we're doing here. All right, that thing concerns me, because that's going to hurt a lot. We're actually not very well equipped for this. Is there anything we can do? I want this guy out. I think that's a more solid move. Or else he's gonna pretty much die. And alright. I guess we leave the fire guy out? I don't know. Alright, well, one thing's for sure. The duck's gonna take some damage if he stays in. Fire guy, we can at least switch out to... That'd be interesting if we could do like a pivot with the duck. I don't know if you can do that. Alright, and... So what if we got some grass in there? That helps mitigate our weaknesses, actually. This is weird, but I think it buys us some time. So the meta had more of a focus on team compositions. Also have a weird fairy type. Fairy type was very much, I think, a response to the Gen 4 style meta, which was, it felt like it had a real focus on a few things like, oh, yes, please do strike your own teammates. I'm okay with this. Zero has a lightning rod, what does that do? Oh, right, it reduces the damage. Okay. We need to start just obliterating things, like post-haste. Alright, we need to predict another electric attack. We have nothing that can deal with that. Yikes. I think somebody on the team is going to have to go, because maybe it's Psyduck. Yeah, we're running into these situations where I don't have much that I can do. Maybe it's Zero. I kind of want to see where Zero goes, though. You know what? Why not? Just heal him up. I mean, he was gonna die anyways. That's not the worst thing. Could be a lot worse. Wind Burst is not going to be super effective, but it'll at least do some damage. We get a bit of a buff on flying moves. I mean, I could use the other one. So, all right, this is going to be what 91.5. So like 135 damage over 2 brings it down to something like 65. This is going to be straight up 100. I can use this roughly twice in a row, so 65, 65. I can do the same amount of damage over 2 turns. This is kind of in the same family, but it might be better against... Yeah, maybe let's just use this against our electric friend. Yeah, let's see if we can't knock this guy out of the air. I'm hoping grass works okay against it. Just did nothing. Alright. Oh, come on, you're tanky enough. Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you for delivering yourself on a silver platter. Oh, now we're using a grass type against a bird. That's effective. That's surprisingly effective. Alright, we just need to murderate him. So, by fire be purged. Maybe it's pure normal at this level. So, oh yeah, so the meta had a lot of fighting, had a lot of dragons, had a lot of steel. Ground was prominent, but you did see this diverse mix of things. But teams had a structure to them. Actually, you saw very little fire as a result of the structure. So, yeah, we're gonna go and vial up. Your team would start in the top position with something called a like either a spiker or a spinner. Often you could have a Pokemon who served both roles, and the idea was to lay hazards out onto the field before other things happened, right? Because there were certain hazards that would punish switching Pokemon in and out. So if you get them out from turn 1, you were kind of maximizing the value you get for them, because as the game progresses, you're going to have more and more switches. If you only got it through halfway through the game, you're dealing roughly half as much damage. There were a few different hazards, and you could stack some of them. So spikes just did straight up damage. Toxic spikes would poison things. And then Stealth Rock was just like spikes, but it was rock elemental. And this is very important because Stealth Rock was very, very common. And it also did 4x damage against Charizard. So Charizard was essentially rendered unusable because of the prominence of this move. So if teams wanted to start by setting up these hazards, you would counter this by putting out somebody who would counteract this hazard, who could clear them from the board. Now, to clear them, you would use a move called Rapid Spin. Hence, you know, the role being called a spinner. Oh, this electric guy. Now, the funny thing is, Rapid Spin was a normal move. Things like Starmie might happen. And Starmie was actually a good spinner because, like, it might scare out the thing that was trying to set up these hazards. Oh, we don't want to stay in this. Not at all. I don't think Zero wants to either. I think Genji could. I think we can just do that. Round should be good against it, I think. Electric, weak to... Ground. Yeah! Yeah! Do it. So since it's a normal type move, and it works when you hit an opponent, people would play ghost types to avoid the board getting cleared. So you had this interesting interplay. Like, if you could predict what role their guy had, you could bring in something that would counter it. And often, if you understood those roles well, you had some interesting counters where, like, they really had no choice but to switch out, or maybe they could, like, start working their way towards some sort of multi-turn, like, building momentum sort of thing. but they would never be able to finish it effectively. Because you would switch to something at the last minute that would shut it down. So there was a kind of risk-reward aspect to it as well, and so much of it was based on your knowledge of the game and the meta. But you always have the potential, because there's so much variety in choosing your guys and their loadouts and stuff, you always have the potential to do something weird. And that was super satisfying, because people, you know, that uses a lot of energy. I mean, we get a little more impact out of it, but I think we're just going to stick with this. Yeah, that's fine. So a lot of cool things. And you could try to make obnoxious teams, but it would not always work. I think actually, yeah, this is probably good enough. Like, I tried to make a paraflinch team. Essentially, the whole point of the team was to, like, paralyze you and stop you from ever attacking me. So when you're paralyzed, you lose half your speed, and you have, like, a 20% chance of not being able to attack. But then, because you lost the speed, if I hit you with a move that has a chance to flinch, you might just not be able to do your attack after I hit you. And there are guys that have double luck, so any optional bonus that you get on an attack has like twice the potential to happen. I'm getting poisoned. Oh wait, it's a doom counter. What's the doom counter? I need to give... Oh. I may be too late. I think he already has the condition, so now he's just gonna die. Ah, claims that. That's even a thing. Alright, Zero, you're up next. Is this actually reasonable? This is less than reasonable. Actually, this... Yeah, I guess this guy has a lot of type coverage. Oh, you're not wrong. Oh, okay, alright, this brought me full circle, so... I think I've explored everything I wanted to explore. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. So you got to do a lot of interesting things regarding team composition, because you had these two main aspects that you had to deal with. The role, and also... Maybe I should just bring this guy back in the team. I should probably just bring him back. Do you lose Psyduck? Psyduck's been pretty good to me. Gotta say, Omishi's done almost nothing. I mean, strong, definitely strong. I like that HP. And it can't go to sleep. But it's not doing anything. I think that's an interesting type setup. I mean, we could also go Wind Mental. I don't know if that has any advantages. It's evading and it gives it to somebody else. I mean... This is also wind? Like, yeah, like everything's wind type at this point. So we're still weak to electric, so this doesn't completely mitigate our weakness. I mean, this is at least a pure type. Good type coverage. Not very good abilities. I mean, having melee is probably good. Alright, fish friend. We're swapping you out. We'll see how this works. About half our team is now juveniles. That's just how Cookie crumbles. It's fun, Volcano. I think it was Citerior. I studied Latin in school, not Greek. Is this in fact? Yes, that's my little quest icon. I have to go all the way around, don't I? I need those skates, man. Skates would be so clutch. Want to do that. Fire gives us coverage against plant. Yeah, this is relatively okay. I really hope Zero learns things. So my team was kind of neat. Hey, it's the rainbow. I started off with somebody who would lay down rocks but could also spin them away, which is nice. My team had a lot of like immunities. Oh, him. Alright, let's see if we can't kill this guy before he kills us. Yes! That's why we have a faster normal move. Alright. XP! I don't think Psyduck evolves. I could look this up, but that's for people who want to be good. Great. Alright, I think we do have to swap out our Fire Pal. This is good training, but Zero should be fine because it's part of grass. Yeah, Zero's got this all locked down. So yeah, this Gliscor would come out and it was like, you know, what do you do against this thing? It's just going to give you a bad time, and it's going to set up spikes or rocks at least. Oh, interesting. Die, fiend. And then the rest of my team is mostly like between steel and water types. And that was really neat because normally people would counter the steel with fire. That's where I switched to the water types, and the water types would set up rain, so they had a really hard time getting damage in against that. Meanwhile, the rain was helping me set up things. Like, it was speeding up my guys, it was boosting the power of their attack, so I had a Kingdra who would use Swift Swim to double its speed. It would, what else did it have? It had Dragon Dance to increase its speed even more and increase its attack. Then it would use Outrage, which would do like a ton of dragon damage. So as long as it didn't have a steel type, like, their team was getting battered. And then after Outrage, you would normally get confused. Because it's such a strong move, it had to have a drawback. And he had a berry to alleviate the confusion immediately. I had Napoleon who would kind of just come in, like it would find a favorable switch. So like if I knew that there was something coming in that would be weak to it, and this was a water steel type, it resisted a lot of things, so great opportunities to come in. It comes in, it puts out a substitute. Whatever's fighting it is probably good against it, so it kills the substitute. It puts up another substitute, keeps putting up substitutes until it drops to low health. At that point, a lot of things happen. Its berry activates, which gives it additional speed, additional special attack. Its ability activates, which gives it additional power for water moves. And it's hopefully gotten an agility in at some point. So now it's twice as fast, it's hitting like twice as hard, and it's got a substitute up and it's angry. So like you have to break the substitute and kill it. Meanwhile, it's going faster and it's hitting harder than you are. I think each of these can take one. I'm not so sure about the Bond Tiger. Bond Tiger's not a terrible name. Oh, I forgot their grass. Oh no. Oh gosh, Psyduck, I'm so sorry. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna kill them first, alright? You hear? I keep thinking like, oh yeah, he's good against those things. He's got poison, but he's primarily weak to them. So yeah, those are like the water dynamics. I had a Scizor because Scizor is awesome, and the 4x fire weakness and resistance like everything else. Like, well, guess what? My team really deals with fire well, so I'm just gonna throw him in there. And he could set up and be really nice. The other piece that I loved on that team was having a... Did I go the wrong way? I went the completely wrong way. I had a Drifblim, which is like this blimp Pokemon that's a ghost, so flying ghost type. Tons of health, reasonable special attack. So the way you use this is late into the game, when the things that are good against ghosts are mostly gone, it comes in and it starts tanking damage, and it comes out of its huge health pool. I need to heal up my Psyduck. While it's tanking damage, it's using Calm Mind to increase its special attack and its... special attack and special defense. So now it's becoming very, very tanky to special attacks at least, which were fairly common. We are, in fact, approaching. Let's hope this works. Shut up and follow me. Hey, Looker. Sorry, Carlos. It's basically a clone from the character Looker in Pokemon. Wait, you didn't... I totally got multiple uniforms. Are you gonna fight me? Alright. Should I just, like, take off this gear? I mean... Oh, yikes. Well, I brought the right electric type. There's that, at least. Okay. I have an idea. Yes. So yeah, this giant, like, blimp comes in, starts setting up, and then it does something really magical. So not only does it have, like, a bunch of special attack and special defense, it's been getting weak. It uses Rest. Rest restores its health to max. It has a berry that immediately wakes it up, and because the berry was eaten and its item is now gone, its ability kicks in, which doubles its speed. It's a blimp, right? It's unburdened itself, so now it's cruising. So now this thing's got like at least twice as much attack, twice as much special defense, full health, and it's swinging you hard. And if it's late game, you're possibly just dying. Okay. How do I deal with a poison squid? I think we deal with it the same way we started. We just nuke the board. And just in case, we'll peck you. Good call. For Temtem, I haven't really seen much in terms of team comp abilities. I think there's going to be stuff like that, but it's interesting because you have the double battle system. And a lot of the abilities that guys have are designed to work with other guys being out, or at least being on the same team. So, like, it rewards you for having guys of the same elemental attribute or of the same species even. So, it's going to start pushing people to have teams that are kind of like, you know, the Pokemon TV show, where you have to think about moves or else you die. That's a fighting type. I always forget that. I think fighting is going to be weak against air, I hope. Where's my type chart? Air. Fighting? Nope. Alright. We're Genji. Oh, I wanted you to live. Okay. You know what? Why not? Everyone's weak right now. Starter, go! I know I've abandoned you, but you're back. Surprise. Oh, I have a combo. Yikes, yeah, this is mean. You're ready to get wrecked? Yeah, so... my one starter gets better if I have more grass types on the team, which I haven't had a lot of grass types, so... this might be why I stopped using him, because even 10 levels below, he's awesome. Holy damage, Batman. Yeah, and he actually consistently learns moves. Probably don't need kick. What does Hypnosis do? Sleep for 2 turns. Psywave. Interesting. Much more efficient. Energy manipulation is fantastic, though, because oftentimes we do get the damage boost and the ability boost. Oh, this is really tough. I'm just gonna take all of them, man. I mean, mental's just generally got good coverage, so what is it gonna be bad against? Crystal. I mean, I wasn't gonna like kick the crystal anyways. You have what it takes. All right. What if I don't have what it takes? What if? Wait. How do I? Technical difficulties. Everything's fine. Yeah. That's the look. Oh, I have a whole set. Okay, gotcha. You can dye things? Interesting. Wow, forcing me into my theme much? I mean, they're already gonna fight me. Just a shadow, scared. But I'm really looking forward to because there's an MMO component to this game, but they've mostly focused on, you know, the core gameplay that you need to make it fun at all. This is a very asymmetric matchup. We can't really hurt each other at all. I'm concerned they just have more firepower on the board. However, I literally do have fire. I think the one we can hurt best might be the guy on the left, and then that opens us to bring in water types. Yeah, let's nuke him. Oh, holy crap. Autophobia? It's weak? It was weak to grass. That's fascinating. Oh, yikes. Alright, Bontiger. Why can't I get one of those? Why can't I get... I bet I missed it. I'm not doing a lot of exploring of old areas. Maybe I should just do that off stream, like just run around in circles, different places. Usually what I do is I look up guides at the end of games and like find out like, oh, here's the cool guys, here's the meta guys. That whole team, like I was describing, like all the cool strategies and stuff, that all came from Smoggin. Like other people doing their own research, putting cool stuff together. I'm very interested to see like what cool stuff the community is going to come up with here. This is a good combo actually, because I'll be able to really use that that exhausting stuff. Allergic spread's not really going to hurt the guy in the air, so I'm just going to save energy and nuke the guy I can. Yeah, so like if people can be their own gym leaders and kind of inhabit or like fill this world with player created like awesome challenges and stuff, that's really exciting. Energy manipulation. All right. Yeah, so we're gonna hit you there. You're pretty much dead. We're in good shape. Yeah, he's so fast too. He's just like good at everything. BS. And get exhausted. What are you gonna do now? That's a very good answer. That's an excellent answer. All right. And it freezes. Jeez, this era is so good. Ociara. I'm also the type of player that likes to just keep my guys alive even if they're at 1 health, but maybe this game I just have to brute force a little more. This is totally the answer to Toucan Sam. Toucan Sam's very strong, by the way. Like, normal types seem to be just disproportionately powerful. Well, that's awkward, because we don't really have our water types out. And I can't tell if they... Oh, wait. Yeah, they only have the 2 guys left, I think. That guy's part ground. What is he weak against? Ground would be weak against grass in theory, so I'd probably get neutral from grass. Neutral from grass is not terrible bad. Yeah, I can probably leave Toucan Sam alone for a slight minute. This guy really needs a heal though. I think the 25 is fine. I don't think they're going to be able to do a ton of damage to him. Oh, except fire, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, yes! Ice Cube for the win! Alright, this is not the best. You know what? Let's heal up this guy. Let's try to nuke the board. It's pollen season. It's gonna do nothing. Good. No longer cold. That makes a lot of sense. Oh no! That Ice Cube is doing work though. All good, it's all good. Everything is fine. We have some essence files though, well. Yeah, I'd love to start my own gym, like come up with a cool theme for my Temtem and go around and like collect good ones. What? Yeah, I wonder what you want me to do next. This file go. You know what? I should probably see if I can use any items on my. Nope. Never mind. Any gear? Howard's cloak. Seems good. I think leading with Bond Tiger's been working fairly well. I don't like your face. It's a very strange thing. Like, is that a horrible way to go through life? Like you just look at some people and you just feel bad, and it's like, oh man, I just need to not look at people anymore. I'm gonna get stabbed for this, so it's gonna go to not as good as Toxic Bomb, but I'm doing more, like, better ratio of damage for energy. Yeah, I think we're just gonna focus on the Taifu. Interesting. I think we do need to kind of search this guy out. Fighting, mental's probably good. There we go. Oh, good. Well, we want to swap out anyways. So, what we're going to be able to do here... Alright, Beta Burst is neat, but really energy consuming. We're going to hit for something nearly as good. We'll probably kill that Scunch. That's why we're swapping in. Somebody can handle this. This is a really interesting switch, because now I get 4x immunity, and we train up somebody we want to train. Or, I say immunity, but resistance. And didn't kill him. But he is exhausted. I forget what that... I think that doubles the exertion that he uses. Oh, I didn't want to be asleep. Oh wow, that did a lot. Alright. That's a jerk move. Oh. One thing I'm not good against. Alright. Could try to just put it to sleep. Or I just exhaust it. I think actually I want to exhaust the guy on the right. And then I think we scum this. Live 0. Alright, what you gonna do? Oh, about 8 grade. That's pretty bad. Alright, so now we just have to deal with the crystal guy. Meanwhile, his Ferdinand is out of commission. Alright, so we can safely switch into Psyduck, and Psyduck's gonna destroy that crystal. Oh no, he's gotta wait a turn because he has to charge with both his fighting moves. Oh, that's not the best. We can probably safely use a Water Blade against us. You do have to switch out 0. I thought fire was getting against crystal. Whoa. Fire is getting against crystal, okay. Crystal's like the steal in this game. Probably could have pulled in my fire type. That would have made sense. But we're just gonna kill a person. Yeah, this will make sure that we get the lethal on both of them, I think. This seems to feel a lot more robust. I feel like I have a lot more coverage, a lot more options. Now it's 2-on-1. Oh, you're Temtem either, Baka. You're in for some heavy duty in Tuckma. Well, tuck you. Okay, good job with her. That's awkward. I think we just heal people up. Well, I can always go back and it'll be fine. I wouldn't go wrong. That's probably reasonable. These guys are actually relatively chill. I'm okay with this. I'm also okay with this. Oh, that's what this thing is going to evolve into, not the tiger thing. I do want that tiger thing. Ah, well. Our teams are oddly symmetric. Just Water Blade that. Bon Tiger's gonna die, like, immediately. We're gonna be hit by water, most likely, so Genji should be able to get a free swap, get the kill. Hopefully we deal with the guy on the left before we take damage. There's a 50% chance Genji comes out of this battle alive. Oh no, they've got a second row. Oh, and they're faster. Oof, alright. So much for coming out of this alive. Oh wait, no, I have an idea. It's a bad idea, but we're doing it. Live, damn it. Then I could use my chain lightning. Oh, just completely frozen. Well, that's not good. That's pretty not good. Another 3 turns. Transcendence? What does that do? Oh, excellent. Alright. That's a choice. It is a choice. Alright, so I think we just do the same thing we were going to do before. Or, even better... I think this works. Maybe not. This should go first. We should at least get the kill. Shoot. Oh, good. Yeah, don't hurt my weak guy. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break here.